Thank you so much for joining us on this week's Good News. I'm sitting down here with Adam McCain, the general manager of WCQR, and we're going to be talking a little bit about something really good that is going to be happening in our community coming on Easter.
Yeah.
So, Adam, can you tell me a little bit about what we have planned coming up?
Yeah. So this is something that we do hope that really connects our community as we get ready for Easter, because Easter is an opportunity for so many people that maybe never would go to church or are going to be exposed to church or exposed to the message of the gospel. And that's really where the idea really came from, is trying to share the gospel, the message, the literally good news. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're talking about good news. I mean, the gospel is that. It literally means the good news of Jesus. And so whenever we started thinking about how can we continue to engage with our community in a world where we still have a pandemic going on, you know, some churches are still meeting online and all these different things, but we were like, man, we still really want to bring our community together. And so that's what we're hoping to do the Saturday night before Easter. We are going to be having it's kind of a long name, but just bear with me. We couldn't come up with a better way to shorten it. So it is going to be the Gospel 101 Project, Easter in the Appalachian Highlands. And so we're going to be having different worship bands from different churches all over the Tri-Cities come together, and we're going to be weaving in the theme and the message of the gospel and Easter and really what Jesus did for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you're listening to this right now and you're not actually watching it, we are here in you've never seen this before. This is a building in downtown Irwin. This is a local church here. Which is part of their building. They don't use it for church stuff. As you can see, it's kind of under construction right now.
Yeah.
We are kind of working on this area, and this is where we're going to be hosting the virtual Easter event. We'll be having bands come in, 6 feet apart and everything, but we'll be able to record everything here, and that's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
Kind of showcasing
I
a little
didn't even think about
teaser.
That. Because if you're watching this, you're kind of like, why are they in some creepy warehouse? Well, it's not that creepy, and it's going to be amazing.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about the churches. We have 4 to 6 churches that are going to be a part of this, that are local in the Appalachian Highland area, Tri-Cities. I still can't get over the
I don't know.
Appalachian
I feel like some days I call it both. I'm like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, well, I'm in Northeast Tennessee. Yeah. We call it the Tri-Cities, Appalachian Highlands. They're like, wow, you live in the Tri-Cities, Appalachian Highlands. Yeah. I'm like, we're trying to figure it out too.
Yeah. I still get confused when people say Appalachian Highlands. I was like, where's that?
Where are you from?
What
Appalachian. Where is that? I'm like, it's here.
Yeah. But we have the local churches that be a part of this, where we wanted to be a part of the local churches, though, because the local church is one of the best, if not maybe the best place of building community.
Right.
So this is a way to kind of showcase those churches, bring them together, help our viewers, our listeners, see these other churches, and maybe they're not a part of a community right now.
Sure.
And these are going to be great places to get connected.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to really partner with the local churches, because with us and them going hand in hand, we can really connect people together. We can build relationships. We can, engage with our listeners and just come alongside each other through this really difficult time.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it's all about. My dad's a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor. My brother-in-law is a pastor. I come from a lot of pastors in my life. Yeah. And so I know and value and appreciate so much the importance of the local church. And so as WCQR, as another Christian ministry in this community, it is our hope and our prayer not to replace the local church, because I know a lot of people are trying to do the online thing, or they're not really going to church, regularly right now. And I get that. And so we never want to, say, hey, well, come just listen to the radio station. You can worship along with us. Now, we do hope those things happen, but we never want to replace the local church, because I'm a firm believer, like you're talking about, in community. Yeah. And we hope that we can form community through the ministry of WCQR. But bigger picture, bringing churches together from our community to create that as an opportunity for people to find a local church, to find, an accountability partner, to find somewhere where they can get plugged in to hearing good gospel preaching from their pastors and community from the congregation. And that's what my church has taught me. And so my church is Redstone Church. And we've got 2 different campuses, one in Johnson City, one in Elizabethton. And that's what I've learned. Like in the past year, past 6 years since I've been going to the church, that's one of our main focuses of our church is to create gospel-centered, biblical-centered community. And that's what we hope even comes out of this project. Because as we have all these churches coming to here, which it doesn't look like much now, but it is going to look super cool in a few days. But once we have all these churches come together, we hope that people will see this or hear it, and they will hear about these churches. And if they're not plugged in, they get plugged into one of these churches, because that's the most important thing, that they would hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and then find a local church.
Yeah, I love it. I love that we're able to do this.
Yeah.
And even something we've talked about too is we're partnering. We're going to be recording and everything. 4 to 6 churches.
Sure.
But this is also if maybe you're a pastor at a local church. Maybe you're trying to figure out Easter, because Easter's what is it? It is the 10th when we're recording this. So Easter's only like a little over a month away.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy because it's early this year. I think it's like April 4th.
Yeah, something like that. But we're gonna, if you're a pastor, you're a church leader, and you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do for Easter, this might not replace what you're going to do, but this is something that can kind of add value to your congregation as well. If you're struggling with having to figure out how we're going to live stream, how are we going to do this? Because usually, you would just come to the church and you would have, a big event. You would just have a lot of people there and be able to worship together and celebrate, I'm blanking here. Celebrate Jesus raising from the dead. Wow, I got like total tongue twisted.
Do we need to share the gospel with you so you can remember
think so.
it? No, I'm totally picking, but I think you do have a great idea, because I see where you're going. Because again, this isn't supposed to be something that replaces a church's Easter service, but this is going to actually air on the Saturday night before Easter. So it's going to be April 3rd. And we would love for, all local churches to get involved by simply telling your congregation, like, hey, this is happening. We'll provide the link for you. We can provide a bulletin insert or a banner for your slideshows, whatever you got going on. And so we can get that message out. So I would just love to see literally thousands of, friends and families all over the Tri-Cities joining in, tuning in on that Saturday night before Easter to get the Easter season really set off on the right foot. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be incredible. I think it's really going to change lives. Honestly, I know people are going to listen, people are going to watch, and they're going to be impacted, maybe more than they've been impacted before.
Sure.
So I really think this is going to be amazing event for our community, for the local churches to really come alongside us and be like, hey, we're doing this, but this isn't for us.
Right.
This is for our community.
Yeah.
This is for the Tri-Cities, for the Appalachian Highlands, for our area, because we want to be for our area.
Absolutely.
We don't want to, just like you were talking about a second ago, we don't want this to replace a church. This can WCQR can never replace the local church, and we don't want that.
But we can partner, we can strengthen, we can work together, because that's what it's all about, to be able to make sure the gospel is, sent out into our community so others may hear that, know that, and come to the realization that Jesus is real. Jesus came, he died, and most importantly, he is asking us, inviting us to become followers of him.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Now, if you're listening to this right now, we will be posting the video on our YouTube channel. Might help if I look at the camera. I was kind of like looking off in the distance there.
He was thinking.
You can watch this video and see the location where we're going to be, or see the kind of before of the location of where we're filming at. and you can just kind of see what this is going to kind of look like, kind of get an idea for it. We'll make sure you stay tuned for the links and everything, and the information on where this is going to be posted and everything. So make sure you subscribe. Just WCQR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can stay up to date on every good news conversation. Now, Adam, I give you a chance. I do this with everyone that's on here, so I'll just give you a chance here to share what's on your heart right now, what kind of God has been teaching you, and something that you can share, which you share with our listeners every day, every single day. But I'll give you an opportunity to kind of share that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I had to be real honest and real vulnerable just with my life and what it looks like right now, my dad's in the hospital. And I've shared this with Christian and the team, and I've even shared it on air. Like, my dad's in the hospital right now, fighting COVID. He's got COVID pneumonia. And so I got to talk to him last night. And so my dad will be 69 in March, and he's all, he's a great dad. And I feel like most kids, a dad is a hero in your life. And he definitely is one of mine. Has taught me so many things about following Jesus and working hard and what that looks like, and just giving your life to something in ministry and doing it with excellence. And so it's hard to see a hero when he's on his back, so to speak. And that's kind of where he is last night. So whenever I talked to him, I could just hear something I've never really heard in my dad's voice. And so it just kind of broke my heart for him. But it's like I finally got to maybe flip the switch a little bit and not just become a son who's like, hey, Dad, I need you to encourage me. Hey, Dad, I need advice. Hey, Dad, I need prayer. Hey, Dad, I need this. I got to flip that and actually be that for my dad. And so it's kind of a special moment just to say, hey, Dad, I'm going to pray for you. And he's like, please do. And so, again, we're just believing for his healing. And day by day, the progress he's making is getting better and better. But we're just excited to see him come home. And we hope to see that very soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Glad to be here.
Make sure, again, come over to our YouTube channel, WCQR, and hit subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the good that is going on in our community right now.